शलाकय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ते नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तों। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. There's some problem in my video. I'll again come back in a minute. Fast. So let me just open the chapter. We read the summary of the sixth chapter. Lord begins studying his childhood and his childhood pastimes. So let us start with the shloka today, okay? Phenamate greda kare gauranga gopal hate kadi diwara haila asika. He's saying, in this way Gauranga, who is non-different from Gopal, enjoyed his pastimes. Soon the time came for the Lord to begin reading and writing. The word hate kadi refers to the samskara, marking the beginning of child's education. Shubhadine Shubhakshane Mishra Purandara Hate Kadi Putrera Dilena Vipravara. At an auspicious time, on an auspicious day, Jagannath Mishra performed the ceremony for beginning his son's education. Kichu Sheshe Miliya Sakala Bandhugana Karna Veda Karilena Shichuda Karna. Then after a few days, all the family friends came to observe the ceremony of the child's ear piercing and shaving of the head, leaving only a shika. These are all sanskaras, as Karna Veda, Chudakarna, like that. Karna Veda, piercing the ears, is part of the Chudakarna samskara. It also marks the beginning of hearing the Vedic literature, of becoming eligible to hear topics related with absolute truth by giving up hearing topics not related with the Lord. See, this is the deeper meaning of Karna Veda. That means the day when they pierce the ears and put one, kundal for the ears, that marks the beginning of hearing of the Vedic literature, becoming eligible to hear the topics related with absolute truth by giving up hearing topics not related to the Lord. Chodakarna is one of the 10 sanskaras reformatory ceremonies. In this ceremony, the child's head is shaved with only the shika remaining. This ceremony was previously known as Vedagnishika, and later it became known as Sri Chaitanya Shiksha. The inactive Mayavadis consider that keeping a shika is meant for karma kanda. So they shave off their shika in order to free themselves from karma kanda. Vedic Tridandi sannyasis, however, do not shave off their shika. They keep it as a sign of giving up karma kanda and progressing on the path of devotional life. So Mayavadis, by shaving up the shika, they give up all activity. Whereas Vaishnavas, by keeping the shika, they continue spiritual activities. So two very important points here. You see, when at the beginning of this chapter now, the Karna Veda, making the hole in the ear of the child, that's the first kind of sanskara that is explained here. So there are totally 40 sanskaras, out of which 10 are prominent sanskaras. So now these sanskaras are performed in any good household. Anybody who is very cultured, according to Varnashrama Dharma, they may perform this kind of sanskara, which is very good. But what is special about this child, Nimai, getting sanskara is, this is Supreme Lord. For him they are performing sanskar. Does he need any sanskar? Think about it. He is all transcendental. He is Satchidananda Swarupa. He doesn't need any sanskar. Then one may ask, then why are they performing all the sanskaras? What do they need? Sanskara means purification ceremony, purificatory ceremony. Lord is a supreme pure. Asnaviram, Shuddham, Apapaviddham, it is said. So he is supremely pure. He doesn't need any purification. But these festivals are celebrated out of love for the Lord. You see, when you love somebody, every activity they do, that activity becomes very relishable. For example, if parents love a newborn child, even the child waving the hands and legs, or smiling, or crying, everything looks very appealing for any parent in this world because of love. Similarly, between husband and a wife, between parents and children, between one friend and another friend, you will see that the activities of someone becomes very appealing, reachable, and very important. Like, for example, a toddler child is walking. Everybody in the home is attentive how the child is walking, and people are clapping hands. This is a shadow appreciation or a shadow affection that we observe in this material world between the living entities. But the original affection or appreciation or relish comes when the Lord performs some activity and his pure devotees relish it. Like, for example, in the 5th canto, 3rd chapter, you will read Nabi and Meru Devi. Nabi, when he got Rishabhadeva as his son, he would lovingly call, "Oh, my son." Very lovingly he would call. And the boy would come and father would pick him up and keep him on his lap. So, Rishabha, the very meaning of the Rishabha means beautiful. So the beautiful child is Lord himself. Pritirna yavat mayi vasudeve, that is mentioned there. So just as Nabi was very spiritually attached to Rishabha, similarly Jagannath Mishra was spiritually attracted to Nimai, Jagannath Mishra and Sachi. So that is the correct vision when they are doing this kind of sanskaras, karna beda, or aksharabhyas, when you call namakarana, or when you are performing starting of the education. All these ceremonies may be done in a Brahmana's home, but this is not ordinary because this is done for the Lord, for Lord Nimai. When Lord Nimai, because when Lord is doing the same activities, same sanskaras, the sanskaras themselves become purified. We need to purify some sanskaras to purify ourselves. Whereas when Lord does it, the sanskara becomes glorious. Just like ornaments. We wear ornaments in our body to increase our beauty. When Lord wears ornaments, the ornaments, their beauty increases. How? For example, if Lord wears a gold earring, the shine of the Lord's body, that makes the gold earring glow even more. This thing, abhushan, Lord wears in his body. Param padam bhushana bhushanangam, it is said. Bhushana bhushanangam. When Lord wears the abhushan, they become more glorious in their Lord's body. Similarly, these sanskaras, they become special when they perform for the Lord. That's one point. See, Karna Veda, part of Chudakarna sanskara. And another interesting point is mentioned here. It is not just Karna Veda means you make a hole in the ear, that's all. No. It also marks the beginning of hearing the Vedic literature or becoming eligible to hear topics related with absolute truth by giving up hearing topics not related with the Lord. That means yes to Vedic knowledge and no to Prajalpa. When we do that, that is the day of Karna Veda. Yeah. And then, so this is a very important thing because Shukadeva Goswami tells in the responses to questions by Parikshit, Shotavya Deni Rajendra Ninam Santi Sahasrashaha Apashchatam Atmadattvam Griheshu Grihamedhinam. He is telling that there are thousands of subject matters that people are talking about. You go to the marketplace, people are talking about the cost of the sabji. You go to the bank, people are talking about the money. You go to the offices, people are talking about escaping income tax. You go to the colleges, people are talking about the academic scores and competition and achievements. Go to companies, people are talking about the profession and career and climbing the ladder, corporate ladder of success. Uh, Everywhere you go, people are talking. People are talking everywhere. So, and there are cinema magazines talking about cinema stars, the sports magazines talking about sports, the political magazines talking about politics. So he's saying whole world is talking, but all this talk is simply useless. He says, why? Because they cannot liberate the suffering soul from this world and take the soul back home, back to Godhead. Only the messages about Lord Hari. That's why he said, Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwaro Harihi Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Chata Abhayam. If you want Abhayam, safety, security, protection, emancipation, for all these things, three things he says. One should hear about Lord Hari, one should remember, and one should glorify. Who is that Lord Hari? Sarvatma. He is in the heart of all the living entities. Sarvatma. Bhagavan is Shadaishwarya Purna. Six opulences full. And Ishvara, supreme controller. And he is the only person worthy of glorification. So, on the day when you start hearing about Lord Hari, that is the Karna Veda. That is the day they pierce the ear of the child and put a kundal for the child. So, that is the importance of this Karna Veda sanskara. Then, secondly, Chuda Karna is one of the 10 sanskaras. In this ceremony, child's head is shaved. In India, they call it as Mundan sanskara, they call it. Chuda Karna. And the Shika is kept. Now, the Mayavadis, they shave up the Shika, thinking that if you keep a Shika, it is meant for performing Karma Kanda sacrifices. So they shave off. But what Vaishnavas do, Tridandi sannyasis, they don't shave the Shika. They keep it. They also don't do Karma Kanda, but they keep the Shika progressing at the path of devotional life. This is another very important point. You see, our Mayavadis talk about inactivity, whereas Vaishnava sannyasis talk about spiritual activity. For example, say you have a flask in which there is oxygen. You want to remove all the oxygen. Two things you can do. Either create a vacuum in it, like the Mayavadis try to empty the mind by creating a vacuum in the mind. Buddhists also. Buddhists, Jains, Mayavadis, they all try to remove the desires, material desires from the mind. And what Vaishnavas say, no, you don't have to remove all the desires. You substitute material desires by spiritual desires. So, for example, you have a desire to sing. Don't sing any mundane song. Sing Hare Krishna song, or sing some Vaishnava song. Whenever they say that don't eat good, because if you are eating, you'll become attached and you'll become conditioned in this world. So Jains also, they fast almost like I heard 300 days or 400 days in their lifetime. They do severe fasting. Buddhists also, Buddhists, Jains, and impersonalists, they all do a lot of fasting. They do. But Vaishnava's life, if you see, you eat that food which is eaten by the Lord, which is the remnants of the Lord, and you sanctify your system. In this way, don't see bad, don't hear bad, don't look bad. So this is called as negating the negative, all these different religions. Whereas in the Vaishnava path, look at the beautiful deities of the Lord, hear the Krishna Katha of the Lord, and eat prasadam and sing the holy names. So this is engaging in the positive. That's the point. So therefore, Vaishnavas don't remove the shika. They keep the shika, which means the shika represents activity, but we do spiritual activity. And we don't do karma kanda activity. Mayavadis, in the name of giving up karma kanda activities, they say that we don't do any activity. We become inactive. So they shave up the shika also. No, we don't shave the shika. We keep the shika, which means we do only Krishna conscious activity. So that is the meaning of that, he says. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given that beautiful explanation. Vishti matra sakala akshara likiyai parama vismitahya sarvajane chai. The Lord could write the letters of the alphabet after seeing them only once. Everyone was astonished to see this. Of course, for the Lord, all the letters come from him. Beginning from the Omkar, everything else. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. From the Lord, everything has emanated. What is so great about the Lord remembering and writing? He is the origin of all the letters. He says that in Gita also. Alpha to Omega, everything is Him. But the Lord still performed this leela to please his parents. Dina doi tine te padila sarva phala nirantara likhena krishnera namamala. Within 2 or 3 days, the Lord completed his study of the conjunct letters. He then constantly wrote various names of Krishna. When one letter of the alphabet is joined with another letter, the newly formed letter is called phala. Ramakrishna Murari Mukundavana Mali Aharanisha Likhe na Pade na Kutuhali. Day and night he enthusiastically wrote and read the names of Lord like Rama, Krishna, Murari, Mukunda, Vanamali. The word Kutuhali means eager or enthusiastic. See, these are the same names in the Rasastali, which is Shiva Sangan. There Mahaprabhu used to sing with his devotees. Krishna Rama Mukunda Murari Vanamali. Murari Vanamali, Murari Vanamali. Krishna Rama Mukunda Murari Vanamali. Same names. So Mahaprabhu used to sing. So when he was a small baby, he was singing these names. Now he is also singing the same in the later on in Shiva Sangan also. शिशुगण संगे पड़े वैकुंठे राय परम सुकृति देखे सर्वनादि आय. The most fortunate persons of Nadia saw the Lord of Vaikuntha study with other young boys. The word Paramasukriti, that was the most fortunate persons. Yeah, it's true. Because imagine to be a Gurukul mate of Krishna was such a great fortune of Sudama Brahmana, isn't it? To be in the same Gurukul and study with Krishna. Just imagine if Krishna is your classmate. You can discuss the subject with him. You can go to school with him, can study with him, sit by his side. How fortunate Sudama must have been. Similarly, all these other kids who are also studying in the Gangadas Pandit's Chatushpati under a tree, under Gangadas, they were sitting with Nimai. They got the opportunity to study with Nimai. Ki madhuri kari prabhu kakha gagha bole taha sunite matra sarva jiva bole. The Lord sweetly recited the Bengali alphabet. Ka, kha, ga, gha, gha. So all this kachata tapa, all the lines, akshara, the Lord was reciting them. Everyone who heard him was captivated because it was enchanting. There was sweetness in his speech. Bhole means people are overwhelmed seeing the beauty of his uttering the words. Adbhuta karena krida Shri Gaura Sundara Yakhana ye chahe se parama dushkara. Shri Gaurasundara performed wonderful pastimes. He would demand things that were impossible to obtain. The word dushkara means rare. What are they? Akashe udiyaye pakshi taha chahe na paile kandiya dulaya gadiyaye. If he saw a bird flying in the sky, he desired to have it. And when it was not given to him, he would cry and roll in the dust. You see, all jivas are related to the Lord as servants. So you must have seen a picture of Krishna looking at the parrot. You've seen that picture, isn't it? So Krishna is looking at the parrot and winking his eye. Similarly, here also, Lord is looking at the bird and asking Mother, oh, please get me that bird. Because who is not related to him? Every jiva, all the 8.4 million species are his part and parcels. So Lord sometimes would want to play with the birds. And if Mother can't get the bird, he would roll in the dust and cry. Shane chage akasher chandra tara gana hatapao acharya karye krandana. Sometimes he would demand the moon or the stars in the sky, and when he did not get them, he cried and thrashed his arms and legs. I'll tell you past time. Now it's 4:20 now. Tomorrow I'll tell you. Krishna also demanded the moon, how Mother Yashoda and other elderly gopis dealt with Krishna when he demanded the moon and cried. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll begin with it tomorrow. Okay. Thank you all very much. Shri Prabhupada ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Prabhupada ki jai.